Next question. I want to begin training in jiu-jitsu, but financial constraints dictate that I can keep my gym membership to keep getting after it at 4 a.m. or begin training jiu-jitsu, but not both. What do I do?
It's a black and white question, is it?
One or the other.
Okay, first of all, check around your area and see if there's a gym that has both.
Right.
I know that's one of the reasons that we created my gym, Victory MMA. There's an and fitness on there too. Because no matter what you want to do, if you're in the game, you can do it there. You can do striking, you can do jiu-jitsu, you can do wrestling, you can do boxing, you can do weightlifting,
all kinds of
CrossFit,
too.
You can do Olympic lifting, you can do powerlifting, you can do calisthenics, so you can do everything there. That's why we created the gym. And it's not more expensive than a straight jiu-jitsu gym, or it's not more expensive than a straight CrossFit gym. It's actually cheaper than most of both of those. So look around, see if you have a gym that has both. And if there's no gym around there that has both, maybe you do what I did and you start a gym that has both. Right? I mean, you could do that. I did it. Did it with some of my buddies. Said, hey, you know what? We want to train all the time in all these different aspects. How can we do that? Can we go to one gym at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? We have to go to another gym at 5 o'clock. Then we have to go to another gym at 7 o'clock. Do we want to do that? No. So what do? Make our own gym. Make it what we want. And guess what? When you do something like that in the business world, if you I think Tim Ferriss said, scratch your own itch. Right? You have an itch that you want to scratch. There's other people that are going to have the same itch. And that's what happened with our gym. So everyone goes, yeah, I want to train. Of course I want to train. So maybe you start your own gym. And you're not a skilled Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner? Guess what? For the first time ever in America, there's actually a bunch of really good Jiu-Jitsu practitioners. And maybe you couldn't get a black belt to come to where you live. Maybe you could, because there's a good chance you could. But a brown belt, a purple belt, they can be a great instructor. Yep. So you might open up a gym and start that. Now, that doesn't mean also that you have to make a huge investment to do that. You could start off with your garage and some mats. So that's an idea. Another thing you could do so that doesn't exist. How about you find jiu-jitsu this is a tough one, right? We want to stay healthy. We want to stay fit. But jiu-jitsu is kind of the priority. It's kind of the priority, and I'll tell you why. Sure. It's learning, right? Yeah. If you take me and you, and we go through this situation, and you decide that you're going to do jiu-jitsu, and I decide I'm going to weightlift, in 10 years, who's happy and who's sad? Yeah. We know the answer. Mm-hmm. The answer is clearly, now I start, because I have enough money, so 6 years into it, I start training jiu-jitsu, and you're a brown belt or a black belt. And I don't have this knowledge, and it's going to take me 6 years to get there. Meanwhile, while you were training, guess what else you were doing? You were doing calisthenics. You were sprinting. You were lifting rocks. You were doing cheap stuff for free, and you're still getting massive benefit. Yep. So for me, my priority is going to go to the jiu-jitsu, because you can go and spend $40 on a set of rings for your garage or your basement or your hallway. And next thing you know, you can do pull-ups, you can do dips, you can do muscle-ups, you can do squats and sprints all day long. You don't need anything for that. So you can get a massive benefit with a set of rings, or you can just get a pull-up bar and you can just do pull-ups, and you go to Home Depot and buy a pipe and a couple nails and nail it into the wall. And you got a pull-up bar, now you can do pull-ups, push-ups, and squats, and you're good to go. You could become a beast with those exercises. Yeah. So I would prioritize and do that. I would prioritize the jiu-jitsu, and I'd make some kind of a home gym, or I'd go to a YMCA or some cheaper kind of gym. The other thing, you go to your jiu-jitsu school and become the mop person. Start cleaning up. Right. Start mopping mats. That's another thing you can do to make this happen. Maybe you can get a little deal cut at both places. Most gym places that, if you go in there and say, hey, look, I can't afford this right now. What can you do for me? Maybe they'll cut you some kind of a deal. Yeah. The other thing that you can likely do, now you're saying you don't have the budget for this situation. What is it in your budget right now that you can cut out? Yeah. That's my question. And the funny thing is, what can you cut out? Coffee? A lot of people drink $2 or $3 worth of coffee a day. Probably even more than that. I don't know. Right. You're a coffee drinker. You're a coffee drinker. How How much does a coffee addict drink a day from Starbucks?
Yeah, that's a spectrum, and
But we're talking
from Starbucks.
Yeah, like 3-4 cups a day.
Yeah, if you're going to Starbucks and buying, I don't know. I don't buy it from. I get coffee from On It, to be honest with you. But, so you can make your own at home and stuff. But
if someone works near a Starbucks, they stop on the way to work in the morning.
It's more than a gym membership.
It's $4 a day. Yeah. So that's $120 a month.
Yeah.
So boom, you cut out coffee, or you make your own.
Make your own coffee, yeah.
And you're good to go. What about the nights that you go out to eat? You're like, I don't feel like cooking. I don't go out to a little restaurant. That costs you $30-$40 a shot.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. What about your cable bill? Your cable bill. You're watching TV. Nothing. Zero productive coming out of that. Zero. You're not doing anything beneficial for yourself. Get rid of your cable. Mm-hmm. Next thing you know, you get rid of your cable. And now you got enough money for your gym membership. How's another one? Cell phone usage, right? We rack up the big numbers on cell phone. What are you doing? What are you doing? Yep. Is it to surf the interwebs and get, lose your mind? So what can you cut down on that? Because I'm thinking now you could scrape away a little bit here and there, just lower your plan and use your phone less. You're watching the UFC, getting the UFCs. I love the UFC. But instead of watching it at home for $50 or $59, go to a bar and pay $10 to get in and watch it there for $10. You just saved $40 or however many bucks that was, because I forgot what price I gave.
Yeah, it depends.
There's all kinds of movie night. What about you're going to go see the new movie in the theater? Yeah. No, don't go see the new movie in the theater. That's expensive now, isn't it?
Yes.
Is it more than $10?
Dang, I don't even remember.
I think it's like 10 or 15.
I think it's 11. Yeah. Well, I went one time. It was 11. This is like over a year ago, though.
Yeah. So cut that out. Bike to work. Do something. You start shaving a little bit of money, because in the long run, what you're going to get from these two things, from fitness and from jiu-jitsu, are going to have so much value in your life. Yeah. They're going to be worth way more what these little marginal things that you're cutting out are.
Yeah, and that way, like in the beginning, how you said, like, what is it that you can cut out? So basically, you're identifying what is it right now that you're considering more important than jiu-jitsu or the gym or whatever. Which
the actual answer to that is nothing. There's nothing more important than your life, than your fitness, and really your jiu-jitsu is part of your fitness, and also it's knowledge and it's confidence and it's okay. I know that people are going to freak out. Okay, I'm not saying it's the most important thing in your life, but in terms of purchases that you can make, these two things are of the highest level. Now you need a car to get back and forth to work. Understood. You need a house for to sleep in. Understood. You need food on the table. Understood. You need to take care of your family. Understood. As soon as you get into the optional things in life, these are the top two.
Yeah.
These are the top two.
I think so too. And
tell me I'm wrong.
I can't tell you.
Okay,
you're wrong.
Good.
But as far as making the decision goes, you're essentially identifying what you currently are holding more important than it. Regardless of what you think is more important, you got to identify it. And
your actions are a statement.
Yeah. Yes.
Of what you believe.
Yeah, and that a big one too is like drinking. Like, I don't know, not everyone drinks, so who knows? I don't know. This person might not drink at all, but if you buy a 6-pack of beer, let's say you do that, I don't know, twice a week or something like that. That's like more than a gym membership too.
Yeah, that's your
the coffee thing is big too. But there is a lot of little ways. The cable thing, I gotta be honest. Only because you're probably not the only one that watches TV. I know the argument is like, hey, TV isn't good, quote unquote, for anybody. So everyone should just be signed on in the household, kind of thing.
So what's your point?
It's not that easy all the time. I'm just saying, like there is going to be some ripples in the, especially when you first make that transition, if you choose to take it upon yourself to cut out cable because you want to go to jiu-jitsu now.
Oh, and you make everyone in your house, you improve everyone in your house mentally and physically, but now they're mad at you.
I know, but it's like surgery. You got to make that initial incision and open up everything and make a mess before you can repair, so that initial part is going to be
most of
a rough transition.
You can get ways around that too. You get Netflix or Hulu.
Yeah.
Or one of those things that you get streaming on demand.
Right. Which is kind of where everything's going anyway, really right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some good stuff too.
Good. So
as far as the
find a way to do both. It can be done.
Yep.
then you can do it.
Get creative.
Next.
The home gym is good. That's good because that's something you can just start slowly and start adding to.
Yeah, $40. $40, you got rings.
But
You're
after a while,
started.
yeah, you'll be good to go for sure.